This is how it is going to go. We are going to have 7 days straight where we have picks that you can make with your chance to be BetTV's Betting Extraordinaire for a chance to win $25,000. If you get the first 3 questions right over the course of 3 days, you're going to win $250. If you get to day 5, you're going to win $2,500. And if you get through day 7, a week straight of correct picks, we're going to give you $25,000. No joke.
Welcome back, everybody, to Who Wants to Be a Betting Extraordinaire. We had a record-setting day 1, 19 contestants, I believe it was, that got to participate yesterday. Pick 4 favorites, which one they thought won. Only one of them did. It was the Kraken in pucks, plus 1.5. They lost by 1. They covered. Only 3 people picked the Kraken. So here we are, 19 already down to just 3 for day 2. We're going to get to those 3. It's a weird day. No college. We even had college football last night. No NFL, obviously, on Wednesday night. All the other wild card games, I keep saying wild card, MLB playoff series. Dodgers, Giants basically playing a one-off wild card game now, but that's tomorrow. That's the only baseball series left. NBA is just preseason still. So we're left here with opening night for a lot of these teams in hockey. I am not a hockey bettor. Everyone that follows, at least has followed me for a while, knows that. But you guys are going to have to be tonight. And we made it simple. One game, usually day 2s are about pick, like minus 110 each side. You guys got to pick a winner. There's only one game that fits the criteria. The Rangers and the Capitals, New York, Washington, which starts in about 2 hours. It's minus 110 on each side, minus 105 on each side if you're playing somewhere with reduced juice. Total is about 6, some 6.5. It's juiced over on the 6, and that's where we're at. So 3 of you left. You just got to pick Rangers, Capitals. No C, no D. It's straightforward. And then tomorrow, Thursday rolls around for day 3. One step closer to 25,000. A lot more options to choose from. We'll have the wild card. Just kidding. I did that one on purpose. But the Giants-Dodgers game 5, and then a bunch of the football, NFL, college, and everything else. So with that, if we have people on the line, I know you guys were patient. We went over, if you're curious, last word cheetah by about 12 minutes, maybe even more than that, because I was going through the first half of all of my NBA futures, and I wanted to make sure those got out into the people's hands before we jump and start this show. So with that being said, who's up first? Beautiful. John, welcome back to the show. Good job yesterday with the Kraken. Have a question for you. Did you watch the end of that game by chance? John, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Didn't
There
watch
you
a
go.
second of the game. Couldn't name 5 hockey players in the entire league.
Beautiful. That's the answer I would have given. Although everyone
5?
everyone started telling me in the whole league.
5 is easy.
Hold on. Everyone yesterday, as soon as it happened, said there was an empty net shot from Vegas at the buzzer that missed by like 6 inches or so wide. So here we are, 4-3 final, Kraken cover. Tonight it's simple, more NHL, and I guess if you can't name any players, then here we are. You got to flip a coin. You going Rangers or Capitals? That's all we got tonight.
I guess we'll go home team. That Caps are home, right?
They are. They're at home, and they did open a bigger favorite than the current price. So if you want to go with the opening market number somewhat, yeah, you got something there.
Sure. Caps it is. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Good luck, man. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Awesome. Thanks, Preston.
See ya. Who's next?
We got Matthew in Clearwater.
How's it going, Matthew? Welcome back to the show. Did you watch the game last night at all by chance?
I did watch the first 2 periods. I actually ended up going to bed after that, so I missed that empty netter. But I kind of watched some highlights this morning and saw it. It was definitely a sweat, especially when they went down 3-0.
Yeah, Kwani. I didn't even know it was 3-0 until he told me today, and then the empty netter happened. But a nice comeback, at least. The Kraken, who I believe were dealing with some COVID issues, and so I know the line kept moving against them throughout the day. You made it through. Day 2 is pretty simple. It is back to hockey, though. Rangers, Capitals. You just got to pick the winner. It's about a 50-50 game.
Yeah, I probably couldn't know much less about this matchup, but since he picked Capitals, I'll go ahead and go Rangers just so we secure somebody goes tomorrow.
That They're working against us. They're conspiring. They're like, hey, I'll chop it with you no matter who wins. Yeah. All good, man. No, I love it. That's great. You're in on Rangers. Good luck tonight, and hopefully we're talking to you tomorrow.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
See ya. I like it. And also, everyone else that's listening is like, no, we got to wait another day for day one. Was it, I forget, Cam
and Hunter are
Yeah,
the main culprits. Like, let's get this money.
Who's
Evan's
next?
up.
All right, Evan. Welcome back. Who wants to be a betting extraordinaire? Did you watch the end of the game last night by chance?
I did. I watched the whole game pretty much.
How close was the empty netter? I just had a few people texting me, but it was like under 30 seconds and they had a shot. Is that fair or correct?
Yeah, the forward he got at the halfway line.
Uh-huh.
And he probably skated about 2 skates, and then he went to shoot and he missed far right. But that was a big sweat because they scored about 5 minutes left to make it 4-3, and you knew that they were going to pull the goalie.
Yeah.
So all of us were sweating extra at that point.
Just to get back to 4-3 was huge, and otherwise they probably don't even pull the goalie to begin with. And so, yeah, no, I'm glad you watched it.
Oh, it was 3-3. They scored a goal off the skate. It was controversial, but Toronto said it was deemed kosher.
Fair enough. I'll investigate the box score a little bit more, the play-by thing. I didn't know they actually tied it. Wow.
Yeah, it came back.
Oh, yeah.
So then the 4-3 was with 5 minutes left, and then that's why you had to sweat the goalie move. Got it. Interesting.
Exactly.
All right. That's fun. That was a good game last night. So looking ahead to today, it's just a coin flip. Market's like minus 105 each way. Rangers, Capitals. It's the only thing we got is pucks tonight. So whatever you think's best, hit us with it.
I will go with the Capitals.
Okay. Any reasoning? You seem to follow hockey more than the other two callers. So if you have anything on the game or any insight, go for it.
I'm just a Alex Ovechkin fan. I think he's going to play a game-time decision, and he'll rally the troops in the locker room.
Okay. Fair enough. I could have named that player, by the way.
There you go.
Quan, that's one of maybe the couple I could name, but I got Ovechkin.
You got Sidney
Sidney who?
Crosby.
I know. I'm just joking. Hey, appreciate
Andre
the call, man.
Kopitar, I would hope.
Good luck tonight.
Have a good one, Preston.
We'll talk to you tomorrow, man. See ya.
Bye.
Okay, I could do Alex Ovechkin. I could do Sidney Crosby. Who did he say was the other one? He said, I hope.
Andre Kopitar.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got that one
No.
for sure. I'm not looking at anything.
This is like the Giants question every time you ask me who played.
I tried to get Quan all year. I was like, you still can't name 3 San Francisco Giants players. They're about to win 107 games. There's another player. I'm thinking, if I think by team in the games I've watched in the playoffs, there's someone on Washington as well that's like an all-star. It's a Carlson, right? Some Carlson, I think, is on Washington. I know that. If I think by team, it's like a process for me to just like pop these names out. If I'm just trying to think of any NHL player, nothing will come to me. I have to like think of the team, and I have to think of how I watched a couple of their series recently and who were other players. Who is calling in right now? It's not day one.
It was Mr. B. He thought it was day one.
He's like, damn it, the open goal.
Said, okay, bye.
The open goal was there.
There's a young guy who they're saying is going to be as good as Sidney. You got to know it.
Oh, there's a guy in Detroit that's supposed to be really good. That guy?
No. Plays in
Bear,
Edmonton,
some guy, Italian name on
Bertuzzi?
Yeah, that one. I kind of knew him. He's an all-star, right? Isn't he young?
I believe so. There's another Bertuzzi in the league.
Oh, there you go. There's 2 Bertuzzis, not 2 birds with one stone. I really don't know a ton. Who's the goalie for the Knights? I should know the Knights because I went to a few games. He was really good.
Fleury.
That's who I was thinking of, yeah.
Okay.
So I still wouldn't have got his name unless I really like sat here and eventually probably got.
You got to
Fleury.
watch playoff hockey.
I do. That's all I really watch, but I don't watch like intentfully. Is that the right word? Like I'm not watching to like see which players are doing what. I'm just watching with like, oh, it's a close game and the energy's crazy.
Yeah.
Who's the young one that you were saying is supposed to be the next?
McDavid.
McDavid?
Yeah, he plays in Edmonton.
That's how noob I am. Just nothing on the hockey front. I should solve that.
I want to go to.
You go to a Knights game in Vegas.
Yeah, or I want to.
I'll take you to one.
Either a Kings game, maybe a Ducks game.
Ducks are closer to us here in Irvine.
And they're
Let me
probably
see.
cheaper.
Well, driving to LA is brutal with those Dodgers season tickets. Like, it's 2 to 3 hours to get to the stadium from here. It's ridiculous.
That's because
So who's the best player on the Ducks?
couldn't even tell.
Trevor Zagras, Ryan Getzliff, Marcin McTavish, Jamie Drysdale. I think I knew that name. Defenseman.
I'm going Capitals if OV's playing.
He thinks that they might just have him playing. Ryan Kessler, I think I know that name. I'm looking at the Ducks roster, obviously.
Who's your
All these French names, I feel like, oh, that looks familiar, but then I realize there's like 50 of those that just kind of all like the
all
same.
time? Can you name all time like 3?
Yeah, like I know who Wayne Gretzky
Okay,
is.
that's one.
I mean, Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin are like 2 of the next best, right? Is there someone?
Crosby's supposed to be Gretzky light.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mario Lemieux.
I know that
There
name.
you go.
Was there someone? Did he play for the Red Wings?
No, he played in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Who's like the Red
Steve
Wings guy?
Yzerman, Sergei Fedorov.
Fedorov. I think that's the name I was trying to think of. Yeah.
That man. So listen, here goes my story.
He's from Detroit. For those that aren't aware, so go
I
on.
have to be a big Red Wings fan. We didn't have cable growing up, so we got Red Wings games on basic cable. So I would sit down and watch it. And like from '94, I think when they lost to the Devils, and then after that, I was a big Red Wings fan. We saw like they covered a lot because the Lions stink, and the Pistons were kind of bad in the mid '90s. After Grant left, they kind of sucked. So like watching the Red Wings was kind of the only thing I had to cheer for. And those teams in the '90s, like Igor Larionov, like all those guys, they got into a big car accident, and a couple of them got paralyzed. So I'm kind of like I loved Red Wings hockey up until a couple years ago after Datsuk retired or left or whatever he did. He went back overseas, and then they just kind of fell off. So I haven't really watched in the last few years. But they went 25 years straight making the play. 25, 24.
I know they were fire for a long time. Like
Yeah.
they have that pedigree, so to speak. And they were like, I'm like looking at a list of the best Red Wings players, and a ton of them are like
Steve Yzerman.
in the
Gordie
30s
Howe,
and 40s
Steve
and
Yzerman.
50s, like old guys.
Yeah.
Fedorov is the one. He's more recent. My
Nice.
era, 90 to 2003 when I was a kid. And one of my best friends was from Detroit growing up. He was a Red Wings fan. He played hockey in high school. So I think that's why I knew the Fedorov one. That's it, though. Someone already DM'd me, Alex. I saw it on the side here. He's like, we need to get your hockey knowledge up.
Yeah.
I've never pretended to know hockey. We had to do the question for the show tonight.
We got
but
a futures bet.
We'll go to a couple games. We might as well.
We got a futures bet from Kevin, if I recall in my notes. The Kraken to win. I think it was 50-1.
To win it all?
Yeah,
Like, did he lock that in?
in like June, July, one of them. It's in the note somewhere.
I remember that now.
Yeah.
50 or 40 to 1. There was a reason. It was before. It was like the day of the draft,
The
and he's
day
like,
before the
the expansion draft, and he's like, they really can only pull something off that's really good,
Vegas
and then the
was good.
price gets worse.
Vegas like a few years ago. They were 2 or 3 games away.
You can still get 50 to 1, 45 to 1. So the price didn't really change from when he bet it, but the timing made sense. I remember him explaining that on the call. Yeah. Their logo's sick. I'm jealous,
man.
to be honest.
I
saw the video of the
Vegas like blowing the squid up.
Yeah.
whatever, the crack.
yeah, I saw that on the ice. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'll do better at hockey, I promise. You remember Chris Osgood?
Ozzy. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
Like
He
Wings always had good
goalie.
goaltenders. That's kind of what kept them in it.
That's what my buddy played, Alex. He played goalie.
Yeah.
By the way, I think it's interesting, going back to your story, then we'll wrap this up for the day. The Red Wing in Detroit, hockey was the sport that you played on the regular channel, right? If you didn't have cable. Nowadays, Detroit maybe would still be the Red Wings, but like most cities would never be hockey. But back then, at least, that was the case. But is that just geographically because you're near Canada, regionally, hockey's just the shit over there? Down where I grew up here in LA, like, no one really cares about hockey much.
No.
My dad didn't either. Therefore, I never watched it as a kid, and That's why I don't bet it or follow it, or I never cared to. It just never appealed to me. But in that region of the United States, like if your thing you can watch every night is Red Wings hockey or every 3 nights, whatever it is, then of course you're going to be more into hockey. So I think that's interesting. But like the Kings weren't on TV here. It was Dodgers and Lakers. So that was it.
Yeah, I don't think
I knew the Mighty Ducks movies.
Yeah.
I did watch those.
California's not really a hockey state, at least down here. Like when Gretzky got traded to LA, I think he was pretty. Were they popular then? You don't know.
My friends that I found out were hockey fans in high school, they were Kings fans. No one was actually a Ducks fan. So for whatever that's worth. But I grew up on the LA side. Now we're Orange County. But yeah, by the way, I did play. Who called just now, Ty? Is he trying to participate or does he have a comment about my lack of NHL knowledge?
No, they were trying to play.
Okay. Yeah, it's day 2. The other 3 already cut through. One of my favorite all-time video games, though, I think it was just called Ice Hockey. I tried to look it up, but for regular Nintendo, you got to pick a skinny guy, a medium guy, or a fat guy. And you were able to make your 4-man roster. In the regular NES Nintendo Ice Hockey game was the nuts. It was I'd go 4 fat guys and just slap shot the shit out of every puck. And that's how I would play. And you could check people harder. NHL Hockey 4?
NHL 94, greatest hockey game.
Oh, EA Sports NHL 94. Was it like the first one to like on Sega or something?
I think I had Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo and Sega. Yeah. I never graduated from ice hockey. That's literally the name of it. They just called it what the sport was.
A lot of people said I look like PK Subban.
Who?
He's where is he at?
How do you spell his last name?
Subban.
Ian? A-N. Got it.
Yeah, he played.
I spelled his first name right. I can see it.
Yeah, that's a joke that I'm not really fond of.
There's like some other football player is kind of giving me like a mix of you and a football player. Keyshawn Johnson a little, but not a chubby Keyshawn.
The linebacker used to play in Pittsburgh. Lawrence Timmons. I get that joke a lot. Especially when I lived out in Pittsburgh.
Oh, dude, this guy's ripped. I don't see
the face, not the body.
This guy's like, you played DB.
No.
And you said you lost like 30 pounds the last few months. So yeah, I'm not. I know you wanted to play football, but Timmons got you on luck.
I'm like the doppelganger that didn't make it.
Look, that's probably a real thing. Everyone has their doppelganger that achieves certain things in life.
Listen, Ja Rule. Hold on.
Wait,
Ja Rule,
you're saying you look like Ja Rule?
I get called Ja Rule, Carlton Banks, Lawrence Timmons, PK Subban, and one of my favorites is you probably don't know this show, but on Nickelodeon, Cousin Skeeter.
That rings a bell. Is that from Doug?
No, not that Skeeter. He was the puppet.
Oh, this guy.
My Cousin Skeeter. The puppet with
the actual puppet. You look like the puppet.
Like that was my nickname.
I'm seeing it right now.
That was my nickname in middle school.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew the Skeeter from Doug's. Doug's one of my favorite all-time.
Doug's great.
Cartoons.
Yeah.
Well, hockey to Doug and Nickelodeon and Cousin Skeeter. We'll wrap it up. I think that's good. We will have a day 3 tomorrow, no matter what the results are. 2 on the Capitals, 1 on the Rangers. I believe it's the final result. You went with the Capitals. I have no opinion. I won't pretend again to give one. But if Ovechkin plays and the price currently is assuming he doesn't to some extent, then once he's announced, the line will probably go up. I'll go with Washington. Why not? I'll ride with you guys. That's it. We'll be back tomorrow, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, for another episode of Last Word Cheetah. We'll finish the second half of my NBA futures bets going into the new season. And then we'll also go day 3, Who Wants to Be Betting Extraordinaire, 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific, all of this on Bets TV.